Hi guys, welcome to The Goods. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we're finally back in the Boom Boom Room.
Right.
After our nice little hiatus since Celebrity Fan Fest.
Yeah, meeting all the fans, our new fans now, because we didn't have you guys, all hundreds of you guys that came and joined the channel. We didn't have you guys until we were at Celebrity Fan Fest. So thank you for joining us. But now, after meeting you guys, we're back where we belong.
Yeah, and just from the both of us, well, actually from all four of us, our side, your kids that helped us out there. Yeah, we want to say thank you because we had a blast at Celebrity Fan Fest. We do want to apologize for the audio issues that we had on certain videos, but
yes.
but it was still a great time. We met a lot of great people. Both celebrities, which they were really nice, very, very down-to-earth people, to the actual public. I mean, you guys were freaking awesome. Shout out to Priscilla out there that was really excited to be there with us, and then our winners from the Pops and the Big Hulk.
The Big Hulk that they didn't really think we were giving away, and we actually did.
Yeah, and we actually did. So, but anyway, back to business. So let's start it off. Box office. You know, it was kind of a dud with Secret Life of Pets. You really thought that it was going to do something, and it actually didn't do what we thought it was going to do. And we were waiting for Toy Story.
Right. So that was the whole point, is that Toy Story was coming out.
We were waiting for Toy Story. Yeah, I can't excited. And it got number one, 57 million. But it just didn't feel like it was really impactful. So far, it's 360 worldwide in the last 2 weeks.
Do you think it's because their audience is getting older, and it's one of those things where, like, it's not a big enough gap to where somebody can say, oh, a childhood favorite of mine, let me now take my children to it. It's kind of that audience is like, I'm still millennial, I don't have no kids, I'm not going back to go see Toy Story.
You want to know the truth? The truth is, and I think you said it before, the truth is that Toy Story 4 was not needed. I think Toy Story 3 ended it so beautifully.
Yes.
It ended it just right with Andy moving on, and you got Bonnie taking over. And
Toy Story 4 was the search for more money.
Merchandising? What's that?
Toy Story 4 really was. I think it was more for fan service because they missed the characters being on there, but it was an unnecessary sequel. I saw it. I love Keanu Reeves in it.
Oh, the biker, the stunt guy?
Yeah, but it was just not needed. So, but if you have little kids, absolutely go take them to see it. It's actually pretty good. It's okay.
I have not seen it because I was waiting to get all my kids together to go see it, so I will probably try to see it this week.
Number 2, Annabelle Comes Home. This actually just premiered.
Okay.
It premiered to $20 million. Nobody expected it to beat Toy Story week 2, but hey, second place, to Toy Story, to Disney.
Haven't seen this
Not
yet.
bad.
I've been busy, guys. Haven't seen this one yet. But did they explain that gap? Because in the original Annabelle, they were like, okay, the little girl gets possessed, and then that little girl grows up, and then the possession takes over again. So what did the demon do in between little girl and adult girl?
It became Valak. It became the nun.
Oh, okay.
No, I have no idea.
Because I was like, because that was my whole thought. It was like, to see, are they going to explain that time gap? Because isn't she supposed to be the crazy girl?
I have no clue, sir.
Okay,
I have not seen it myself.
But I was like, because they linked the first Annabelle to the other movies, and I was like, oh, she was a little kid, and then it's older. I was like, so what did the demon do when it was going through puberty and stuff? The demons is I'm just sit back, and it was was there some puberty, some stuff going on? And it was Annabelle 2, I was like, are they gonna touch on that?
So from the feedback that I've gotten from it is that it is actually really good. That it wasn't that it actually does become a little predictable as far as where the scares are gonna come.
Okay.
So they say that what I'm based off what I'm hearing right now, it really has a nice other setup for more characters as far as this Conjuring universe.
Okay.
Okay. To where when you look at the Conjuring 2 and you had the Crooked Man, you had the Nun, and all of that,
right.
and the Nun spinned off, did well.
Yes.
But with this one, they have even more.
Oh,
they got
keep this Conjuring universe going forever.
Yeah, the Ferryman, from what I understand, there's a Ferryman in there. As far as when they put the coins in the eyes.
Yeah.
And so.
He has a name.
I think that's what.
No, I mean it's a ferryman, but he actually has an
actual name.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's Karen or something like that.
So building that, and adding to the lore. That I'm excited for because it can't go on and on as far as like the same Annabelle over, the Nun over. Give me some crooked, man. Give me the Conjuring 3 is gonna deal with the werewolf thing. So don't talk. I don't know. I didn't write the stuff. Anyway,
I just want to see how they do it. It's hilarious. It's by itself. It's hilarious. We know your tricks, John.
We know your tricks. Annabelle, okay, so that was number 2. Number 3 was Yesterday. This movie looks pretty freaking good, dude.
I've never even heard this movie.
Okay, so this movie's basically about this guy that wakes up one day.
The day after yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, day after.
Yeah.
The next day.
The next day. And he is in a world where not one person knows who the Beatles are.
Oh, I did see that. This hasn't come out yet?
No, it just came out.
Okay, all right. So I did see that, and I was like, oh, it's interesting. And if you're a big fan of the Beatles, which I am, as like hearing the music all through the movie, it's going to be really exciting. Yeah, you guys didn't know. Me and Eddie Murphy.
From and they know that they ripped me off. I can play this thing backwards, and you can hear them talking about it. You hear John Lennon. I play it in reverse. Listen very close. Listen.
Sorry, if you have not seen
the Eddie Murphy's 5th Beatles skit from SNL, you got to look it up. More than likely, he'll put it up so you can see it. But anyway, so Danny Boyle, who did Slumdog Millionaire, hits another one. From what I understand, this movie is very good. So I'm looking forward to watching it. It was a surprise for it to break top 5, but it did. Number 4, Aladdin, that continues. 9.3 million, 830 worldwide.
Full disclosure, I did see it.
Okay. You even put a video out.
Yeah, that I wouldn't see it.
That you wouldn't see
My
it.
kids
so,
made me see it.
Okay, so what do you think?
My kids made me see it. I shouldn't have seen it.
Really?
I criticized the movie the whole way. I shouldn't have seen it. It wasn't bad. It's just the cartoon was so much better. Things work so much better in the cartoon than it works in live action. And
I thought it was a worthy effort to mimic a lot of the stuff that was, especially from the Genie, that worked as animation.
Okay.
I think it worked right.
Aladdin live action is, to me, is what RoboCop 2014 is to you.
Ah. All right.
They got big.
We're gonna finish this off real quick. Secret Life of Pets 2 made the number 5, 7 mil, 223. Not a bomb, but the expectations were really high.
I wanted to actually see it, and I didn't see it, so that's the reason why I bombed, because I didn't go see it.
But I want to talk about this as far as the duds. Duds of the, and we haven't talked about because we've been, we were prepping for the Fan Fest, and now, took a little bit of break after that. But we have not talked about this, and that's Men in Black.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I did see that.
So Men in Black, was it good?
It was okay.
Okay.
Also, based on the story that they gave, probably wasn't that necessary.
Not needed as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lesson learned right now is Men in Black failed.
That's what people take away from it.
Independence Day 2 failed.
Don't remake Will Smith.
Don't remake Will Smith movies. That is
Will
the
Smith ain't
bottom
around for the
line.
sequel, don't do it.
Exactly. If you gotta be Martin Lawrence and not do anything until Will Smith calls, then be Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, man.
Because he had
the only thing that did good as a sequel that Will Smith did was Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2, that's it. And guess what? He was in it.
Yeah, he was in it.
As a matter of fact, it was Bad Boy. It was all him.
It was 90% of the movie was Will Smith.
Yeah, so don't remake his or sequelize his movies without Will Smith.
God, man.
Foul tip of the week. I'm gonna give it to Child's Play, man. That movie was really freaking good.
Okay.
It gets a lot of crap, but damn it, that movie was good.
You were one of the biggest ones that said you didn't want to see it because you didn't want to see the CGI.
Absolutely. It wasn't necessarily that, but Brad Dourif.
Oh, you didn't want him to be a robot.
A robot, yeah. And Brad Dourif is Chucky.
It was Shopping Mall.
Yeah, it was Shopping Mall. Killbots, yeah, pretty much. Mixed in with Child's Play. It was more Killbots than Child's Play, but regardless, the way they executed the practical scenes as far as the gore, the initial reason of why Chucky is the way he is and all that, I thought it was really freaking good. And Mark Hamill steals the show. Okay. There's a lot of people that hated this movie. There's a lot of people that don't like this movie. He has not seen it yet.
I've not seen it.
When he sees it, I'm pretty sure he's going to be on my side. We're gonna do You Don't Hate Child's Play 2019. Okay. That will be coming out.
I
pretty soon.
assumed people loved this movie, but I was wrong, and I want to see what it is.
Do you want me to tell you?
No, I'll watch it.
All right. So anyway, that's coming out pretty soon. Up next, of course, is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Okay, which I have seen.
Now, how did you see it?
Don't worry about that.
Exactly. Anyway, okay. Real quick, a brief one.
Okay. What did I think about the movie?
How was it?
It was actually really entertaining. I thought it was gonna be a letdown after Endgame, and it's not Endgame. Don't think that you're gonna walk away like, oh my god, it was as good as it was not as good as Endgame, but it was entertaining enough. It gave you some new light of where they may be going, and wherever you think going into this film that they are going, they ain't going there. Overall, it was a good movie.
So I will not be seeing it now because he just told me the whole thing. So yeah, thanks.
Did I?
No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, be sure you check out Far From Home. More than likely, it's definitely going to deep throw Toy Story, but Disney's beating itself.
Definitely.
So it's not a big deal.
They're
Beating themselves. That's a story. That's another show, actually. That's a WTF. Midsummer. Midsummer's out, is coming out. It's with Florence Pugh from Fighting With My Family. She's actually coming out in this movie that's that's from the makers of Hereditary.
Okay.
And it's a lot like that. Right now, it is it's trending really well as far as the reviews are pretty good, and it's going to be a cult-like type of movie. So if you don't like cult movies, don't watch this movie. But the thing that I got from it is like a majority of the scenes that I've seen are in the day, which is odd because you don't really see horror movies during the day like that, in daytime all the time.
Okay.
But it looks pretty interesting as far as the cult and where they're taking it. Much like how you feel about The Witch.
Okay.
Similar to that.
Yeah, Witch is mostly in the day. Yeah.
So check it out, man. It looks pretty freaking good. Let's see what they do.
I will add it to the list. I gotta get
Hereditary
caught up.
was
I gotta see Annabelle
excellent,
2 and Child's Play. I'm not watching another movie like Hereditary. That movie messed me up.
It was good though.
That movie messed me up.
Yeah, but it was very good. Anyway, all right. So in the topics that we wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about the Will Smith thing.
Okay.
Okay, because his career, I would probably say about when After Earth came out.
Okay.
I think
Everybody give him so much crap about it.
take a knee and anyway.
Everybody give him so much crap about it. That's a Jaden Smith movie. That's not a Will Smith movie. That's a Jaden
true.
Smith.
He was supporting his son.
Yeah, that's a
fine.
Jaden Smith movie. There's like he cameo in the movie.
But ever since then, and Collateral, the Collateral Beauty, and those type of movies, his career's just been.
Actually, I kind of like Collateral Beauty.
No, he got a good bump, but but you see it, you're thinking, Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens, and then it goes like.
It misleads you bad.
Yeah.
It misleads you bad.
So now he's got Aladdin, and now that Aladdin is actually taken over as his top grossing movie of all time.
Okay, so do we look at this in the same way that Ron Howard says, hey, Solo is my best movie of all time, my top grossing movie of all time, because it really is.
It really is. It's not his best. It ain't his best. Yeah, that's not his best movie. Night Shift. I still love Night Shift. Anyway, so Aladdin, takes over Independence Day, which was actually the record holder of 817 million worldwide back in '96, which pretty much launched him, I would say, and made him the king of 4th of July because it was Independence
every
Day,
summer movie that was
and then
like,
it was Men in Black.
Yeah.
And then the following year,
Wild
he
Wild
moved on
West.
with Wild Wild West. But regardless, Independence Day remained his top-grossing movies. Now, he really did good as far as Suicide Squad. His performance was great in there as Deadshot. That grossed about over $700 million. That was like a turning point to where he's had, a nice little comeback, I would say, as far as the box office.
He's bankable again as a
and now, with Aladdin, that's pretty much 2, if you don't count Bright, but that's 2 back-to-back.
Hey, Bright did really well for Netflix.
Yeah.
That's why they greenlit a sequel to it.
Then let's give it to it. 3 movies for Will Smith, and he's been in this game, which he actually posted online about it. He's been in this business so long, and for him to still be this relevant and still have these kind of numbers, I mean, it's ridiculous.
There's very few people that you can say that about, like Leonardo DiCaprio was like since he was a kid. And still, I mean, look, we're getting ready to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
But as far as box office, though, now
name a movie Leonardo DiCaprio has not been in that hasn't done a great box office.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Revenant did good.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street did good.
How well did The Great Gatsby do?
Gatsby did not do that well.
Oh.
It did okay, but it didn't do like what Wolf of Wall Street did.
Oh, that's his Wild Wild West.
But that's part. That's a good one.
There you go. That's his Wild Wild West.
Okay, so I'm gonna run it down for you. Now these are the top ones for him. All right, Independence Day, Suicide Squad, Aladdin. What do you take?
Independence Day, Suicide Squad. Dude, I'm gonna pick Independence Day. Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
He never says that, by the way.
Closed caption it. It says Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
I'm about to say, who was doing the closed caption on that? Because he didn't say that.
I would go Independence Day 2, Aladdin second, Suicide Squad last.
Okay.
It's just because Suicide Squad was all over the place.
All right.
All right, so Endgame. The news is right now that it is almost about 20 million, 26, 25, 20 million away from beating Avatar.
Everybody reach in your pockets, go and give Marvel a dollar. It's going to give them that $20 million.
And for marketing purposes, to help boost the numbers, Marvel re-released Avengers Endgame.
They're cheating.
No, Avatar did the same thing.
Did they?
Yes, they did. Yes,
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
They re-released it in January, I want to say, of 2010. Which I've been saying that Avatar came out in 2007. It was 2009. Okay. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so they re-released it. They got an additional 7 million. And it actually broke top 10 because of it, so it got a really big jump. The thing about it is that there's a lot of people out there that are pretty upset about it because Marvel did their part and they advertised it as, we're gonna give you some extra scenes.
And it's like some post-credit stuff.
Yeah, it's post-credit scene is of an unfinished Hulk scene. That was what they said. It was unfinished. It was not, okay, if it's not finished, don't show it. Save it for the Blu-ray. Don't put it on there.
Seeing him walk around in his little mocap suit.
I would have preferred that. But anyway, so I would have preferred that actually. So the unfinished product, the
Time
unfinished
travel.
scene. Time travel. This is a win. I consider this a win. You got that. You got the Stan Lee tribute, and then you have an introduction by the Russos on that. So, okay, fine. But the Hulk scene is what's pissing everybody off. When you see this thing, okay, so...
Because I didn't bother, has it already been released?
Yes.
Okay,
It was just
I already
released.
seen this movie. It's like, I'll watch it when it comes out on video.
It was just released. It made $7.8 million last week. It snuck back into the top 10. Okay. Marvel really wants to catch Avatar. Okay, so the Hulk scene is Hulk saves people from a fire. And he's actually holding a satellite dish, and he has the people in the satellite dish.
When was this scene?
It's an unfinished scene that
No,
never made it.
I mean, not like when was this scene? Like, what was it in the movie? What I'm saying is that when would this have occurred?
It would have occurred probably after.
Went back to the New York battle?
No, it probably took place after they leave Tony's cabin.
On the way
When they said
on the way back to the Avenger facility.
when they said that they're gonna need a bigger brain. Right? So anyway, so listen up. So
Hulk is outside. Before he got breakfast, he called some people.
Yes.
Oh, that's stupid. That's why they cut that out. That's stupid.
So so he does the thing, whatever. He talks to the cops, whatever, and he's like, it's really bad CGI, like horrible. It's like video game horrible. Like they're calling it the 2003.
They wanted to beat Avatar, but they wouldn't clean up the sequel because they weren't going to use it, and they were like, just throw it in there.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and that's, if you want to say cheating, I'd probably say that's kind of cheating in a way. But anyway, so poor CGI. When he answers the phone, because the phone rings, he answers the phone. He says, "Steve who?" And he's talking about Rogers, because Steve Rogers is calling him. Like,
why would he go?
Because he hasn't talked to Cap in forever, right? But, but he says, "Steve who?" And then his mouth isn't moving. His mouth is not moving. Remember, it's 5 years later.
The CGI?
The CGI, the cartoon is there. But
if you realize, okay, it's bad CGI. At that point, it's kind of like if you saw like the unreleased version of X-Men Origins Wolverine, and you got to see the bad CGI in that. You just kind of have to accept, okay, it's just gonna be bad CGI. You're not gonna be like, oh, that's a bad CGI scene. Oh, there's another bad CGI scene. It's like, no, there is a bad CGI scene, and any other CGI that's gonna come after that is gonna be bad too. Yeah. You can't you just have to go with it and just be happy that you got to see the scene.
I think I think they should have added a deleted scene that was finished. Maybe give me the scene with her shooting the gun, the way they had
all the
it
stuff
in the trailer.
all the trailer stuff. They should put in there.
Give me all the trailer stuff.
But then they would have really had to re-edit that whole movie and put that stuff back into the movie. They were looking at post credits because the shooting. Oh, what? Maybe that shooting scene was a long scene. Maybe they're gonna use it later on. Maybe they're gonna use it for
Black
her,
Widow?
for her action, because they take scenes out of movies and they re-put them back into other movies, so they might be using it for the upcoming Black Widow film.
Yeah, it's true because Toy Story 4, they used a lot of unused stuff from Don Rickles because Don Rickles passed before
Right.
this. So they used a lot of stuff from the previous movies of Don Rickles and they put that into the movie. So
Oh man, I'm really gonna be sad when I see this film.
yeah. Anyway, all right. So so the fans felt cheated. Now Russo said that they basically put everything that they shot is in the movie. There's not. It's like hardly anything on the cutting room floor.
Okay.
Except for the freaking her shooting and
Yeah.
popping the clip of it.
Yeah. Oh, and that beginning scene with Captain Marvel showing up.
Oh yeah. See that?
You know, everything's in the movie except all this other stuff that we didn't include in the movie. Just saying.
Okay. So anyway, so is it worth it to pretty much because in
I'm
a
not
way,
paying another $12 to go see that.
because in a way, I feel that it tarnishes Endgame as a film by leaving that like that and having that be the last image after the credits. That's the last image you see.
No.
Because-
I mean,
because it also-
when you buy, I don't say Blu-ray because Blu-ray is about to fail as well too. But when you actually buy it on video, I mean, you're gonna see that stuff anywhere. There's gonna be like 1,000 different, extended scenes, deleted scene, retakes and stuff. Then there's like how we did the CGI for Hulk. They're gonna put all that. How do we do all these particular special effects? They do all that anyway. So you watch it anyway. It's just, hey, you got to see it before it actually gets released on video. No big deal.
But still, I just think that it's first of all, your movie's 3 hours and 15 minutes with trailers.
Well, now you could skip the
And now you're gonna add even more so, and it's completely irrelevant. You really don't need it.
They only did
I don't
it
know.
to get the extra money.
I know.
We
It's
understand
just
what they
not.
did.
I just don't. Think,
It doesn't tarnish the movie. It just means that hey, y'all paid $12 for this crap stuff.
I would. But
Would you have paid $12? Somebody say, hey, we're just only gonna give you this. You ain't gonna watch the movie itself. You're only gonna watch this for $12. You gonna watch it?
no.
Now you got the extra movie. Now you got the movie.
No, because I got $12 to go see Spider-Man. All right, so tell us what you think about the the Avengers re-release.
Cheating Avatar, James Cameron, get out there, talk about if they ever beat you, which they won't because it's too late now. It's too late. They had their opportunity. If they were gonna do it. They were gonna do it that week.
I think Marvel fans out there, and that's actually a better question. Do you think? I think Marvel fans are that invested in this story, this entire conclusion of the story, and this journey, that they would probably help do it. My question to you is, should they do it? Should Avengers be the #1 movie of all
It had an
time?
opportunity to do it. It didn't. And where Marvel shot themselves, where Marvel,
shot
yeah, where Marvel shot themselves in the foot is that Spider-Man came out.
But Captain Marvel and Black Panther win Infinity War, and
They weren't trying to beat Avatar's record.
It doesn't matter. Their numbers boosted. I mean, Captain Marvel jumped to what?
Yeah, you got an
#4?
extra $7 million.
It doesn't. But I'm just saying though, it still did
You got
good.
yourself back in the top 5 or top 10.
I
and
think
it's like
Spider-Man is going to help it a little bit.
No.
Okay.
There's
All right,
nothing
we'll
that
see.
happened in the
Beer bet.
There's nothing that happened in Far From Home that you said I need to rewatch Endgame. With Black Panther and Captain Marvel, you said, okay, I need to rewatch Black Panther. I need to rewatch Infinity, or I need to rewatch Captain Marvel for Infinity War. There was correlations that need to be made. This movie, outside of being the next film after Endgame, nothing to do with Endgame.
Well, there were some callbacks though, from what I saw.
Yeah,
There-
Samuel Jackson was in it and Tom Holland's in it. That was your callback.
No, I'm talking about as far as the Iron Man stuff, the Stark stuff. The influence of Stark is still imprinted.
Happy was in
that.
this film.
But Stark's presence, in a lot of ways, it was imprinted in this movie. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, it's
And that in itself will help
it's
it.
an overtone. It's an overtone.
Okay. Well, if you do watch Avengers, there is I don't know if there's any still out there, but there was some pretty sweet lithograph posters that went with it with the Iron Man gauntlet that says "We love you 3000" or something like that.
Aw, that's cool.
That was pretty sweet. So
Yeah.
anyway, well, we'll see. We'll see
That's
how it goes.
everything kids say now.
Yeah. And it's actually, that's what they really, Robert Downey Jr. and his kids, that's what they say to each other in
Oh,
real life.
yeah,
And
like,
I guess the Russos or somebody heard them say it and says, we're putting that in the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, thanks for taking my personal shit.
Oh, put it out there for the world to see. Thanks.
All right, so Terrence is from Detroit,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
A lot of great
D-Town.
things from Detroit. Axel Foley
Yeah.
That's about it. And RoboCop.
And Kid Rock. And Eminem. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, 4 things. And 3 championships rings. 3 championship NBA championships.
3 NBA championships, 2 baseball championships. We're in the World Series 4 times. And the Lions still haven't won shit.
Yeah.
Oh, the Red Wings have 4 championships, by the way.
Yeah, so that's Detroit.
Yeah, so we got championships galore, not like Canada, who just got their first.
Yeah. So, RoboCop.
RoboCop, I'm sorry, RoboCop news.
Neil Blomkamp is actually going to be ready to release RoboCop Returns. That's his pet project. The Alien 5 thing blew over, didn't happen. So RoboCop Returns, that's the one. Now, we've talked about this before.
He thought Covenant was going to work.
But one of the things... No, that wasn't him.
Oh, that was...
Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
But RoboCop Returns, everybody's excited about it. We want to see Peter Weller back. Hopefully, if that's the goal that they go to. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay.
Continue the 2014 movie.
You got the freaking okay. Now you go with that. Now originally, I mean, it was a different model as far as the design of the silver suit, but it was still silver.
Right.
It was just a different design on RoboCop 2014. Mm-hmm. The black threw a lot of people off with the human hand. Threw me off. I hated that.
They explained it really well.
It was horrible, but anyway.
They explained it really well.
Maybe it's just Joe Kinnaman. Maybe it's just Joe Kinnaman.
I like him.
I don't know what it is about Joe Kinnaman.
I like him. I liked him in Suicide Squad.
Well, he did that that one Netflix show.
The
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
I can't remember. It starts with an A.
Well, God, and I talk about it all the time.
It's a great freaking show.
It's a great show.
He's really good in it.
Yeah, I like Joe
I just don't like him as RoboCop. Anyway, so
I like him as RoboCop. Get him back here. Joe Kinnaman, you can come back to Detroit. Come on.
One of the things that people were giving a lot of noise about was the suit, right? You know, especially when it went black and it went to Dark Knight-ish in a way. Now they're talking about bringing the silver suit back from RoboCop 1. That exact suit
For Kinnaman?
No.
That's because we saw that at the end.
No. For it to come back in RoboCop Returns
With Peter Weller.
I don't know. But you know what?
Peter don't put nobody else in the suit. You either give me Kinnaman back or you give me Peter Weller.
Now,
I don't want old Peter Weller. It's like, but like, man, your face is aged so bad in this suit, sir.
Well, they can dot it and de-age it. You're good.
Just give me Kinnaman then.
No. Anyway. But yeah, so if he can come back to play RoboCop for a KFC commercial, he can come back to play RoboCop in RoboCop Returns.
By the way, all right, so here's my thing about that. Is Peter Mayhew, not me, Mayhew. Okay, Peter Mayhew.
Rest in peace.
As Chewie. They got a stunt double in because he wasn't mobile, but they wanted to say, hey, look.
He did a lot of the.
We want you back because it's part of the cast. It's nostalgia, but they didn't need him. They don't need Peter Weller to be RoboCop.
Not true.
They could stick anybody in the RoboCop suit.
But like you said, from nostalgia purposes,
Joel Kinnaman. They can put anybody.
They take the mask off. It's Peter Weller, and then they put the mask on. It's Joel Kinnaman. It's Joel Kinnaman. There you go.
But no, they can have any stunt actor in there, and I'm like, and really at this point, unless you're gonna make RoboCop more, he's regaining his humanity. What's the point?
Well, after all these years, he should have had it by now. He already called himself Murphy.
The same way that
Genie.
No.
Humanizing Genie was.
No, the same way. I was gonna say the same way in Bad Boys 3, they should have already been retired from the force.
Yeah, they're still detectives. Why are you still?
Why are you still detectives? But it's like, so they're either gonna make him like he's gonna be like almost human again. And that's the reason why they need to bring him back, so they can show his journey. And it was like, okay, I've regained my humanity. I still don't have my wife and my kid, and I'm only a face and a brain. But I've regained my humanity. I can see if they're gonna go that route. But if they're just gonna basically put him back in there, and he's gonna be like, drop it, I mean, if he's gonna be robotic RoboCop again, why? Why do we want to see that? Give me Joel Kinnaman back for that.
So Neil Blomkamp is actually aiming to give this a Verhoeven tone, much like what they did with Dredd. Dredd felt more like RoboCop than that 2014 movie.
Shut up! It did, actually.
Exactly.
Shut up!
But Dredd was more RoboCop than hell. RoboCop 3. I mean, it was that.
We don't
tone.
talk about RoboCop.
We never
3.
talk about RoboCop 3, but it really delivered as far as the tone that like Verhoeven did, and that is the route that Neil Blomkamp wants to go. He said that RoboCop was a big influence in his life, so I get it, and I really hope that he does do it. There was actually a script that was
that Paul Verhoeven wrote. That's from the grave.
and in the bottom it says, "I predict Joel Kinnaman should play."
That'd be great.
So there was a script in the '80s that was actually made that was written that they kind of wanted to use, or that they were using for potentially, I think, either RoboCop 2 or RoboCop 3. That's what they wanted to use, but
It's
they
not
didn't.
that Dark Justice thing, is it?
I don't know, but they had this thing
Because
and
Dark Justice was a TV show. Now it's garbage.
Yes, it was. That was not the cartoon.
No, it was an
no,
actual
you're right,
live action
you're right,
TV
you're
show
right.
that they did. It was based on a script. They just like, we don't have the funding because RoboCop 3 killed us, and we can't do this movie.
You know why? Because it was not freaking Peter Weller. If it was Peter Weller,
Because
RoboCop
Peter Weller didn't want to do it.
But it was still. It was, like, Joe Kinnaman wasn't. He wasn't old enough yet. Anyway, so they're using this script that they had it. It was never used because of the writer's strike back then, so they never used it. So now they have that script, and they're actually using that script as a resource to create this new RoboCop Returns. So
You know who they should have got to write the script? Adi Shankar.
okay, why?
Because he wrote Dredd.
Okay, fair enough.
They should have got him. You said that's the closest thing to a RoboCop film since RoboCop 2.
I
it would have
agree.
been a great. I mean, look, Neil Blomkamp, however you say his name, his visuals fit the RoboCop theme.
District
But
9?
Yeah, his visuals fit that theme. But Adi Shankar, his style, his directing style, and you want to talk about uber violence and over the top. He's Paul Verhoeven. Verhoeven. There you go. He's Paul Verhoeven for this century, for this generation.
And
That is him.
And he's only done one movie like that, like only one Dredd.
Yeah, it's only one.
That's
only
what sucks.
One Dredd.
You say no,
Yes.
but I'm asking anyway.
Joel
Like,
Kinnaman.
Okay, never mind. So I'm gonna ask y'all: does Peter Weller need to come back as RoboCop?
No, unless you're just gonna give me this heartfelt story. He got back together with his wife. You know, he's a grandfather now. He's dressing up as Santa Claus for Christmas.
He's becoming the colonel for KFC.
Yeah, he is now the chief of the police force. Peter Weller is now Alex Murphy is now the chief of police in Detroit.
Okay, so
How are you gonna do that? He's still a beat cop. This is worse than Bad Boys. He's still a beat cop.
from the 80s, at least Bad Boys was in 2003. Oh, you're awful.
Alex Murphy better be chief of police.
Oh man. Okay. Or at least the chief of the drones.
Yeah,
drone
something.
police or something.
Bring back Samuel Jackson.
You can make RoboCop like Bluetooth like Chucky too, and
Oh, see, there you go. We're still filming this in Houston, by the way. Oh, okay, cool.
let's get into some casting news because after the Robert Pattinson casting, I mean it's been all over the place as far as this Batman thing, and
I'm so excited about it now. I've been sitting thinking about it. I'm so excited about it.
If you have time or if you check them out, blast on their show, Countdown to the City Geekcast. We had a blast on their show. Looking forward to being on their WrestleCast. But one of the topics that we were talking about was the Robert Pattinson casting as Batman, and ever since then, not ever since the podcast, but ever since they announced that, all of these topics were coming out about as far as who's going to be playing these villains.
Right.
One of them for Catwoman, which Catwoman has not been seen on screen since Anne Hathaway.
Right.
So far, the Catwoman on screen, as far as big screen, Michelle Pfeiffer, Anne Hathaway,
Earth Kit,
and no, big screen,
Halle Berry,
and Halle Berry.
Right.
Those are the three.
and Earth Kit.
And Eartha Kitt. It was a TV show, but whatever. All right.
It was hot.
So here are these are the castings as far as what they're thinking right now, or as far as these not castings, but these are the
Michelle Pfeiffer, de-aged
No.
by Marvel, bring back the
But not Peter
1990s
Weller?
hotness.
but not Peter Weller.
No.
Okay.
Bring back the 1990s hotness.
All right. Well,
You could be a cat burglar 40 years from now. You can't be a regular patrolman 40 years later.
The featured villains. Penguin, Riddler, Two-Face.
Right.
Not those castings have not been filled yet. Catwoman is on there as well. They're looking at
Michelle Pfeiffer.
no. Hey, this girl's she can maybe play a little bit of that, but Vanessa Kirby, who actually stars in Hobbs and Shaw, she plays Jason Statham's sister in Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
They're looking at her. She was on there. They're looking at her to take this role. She's being considered for it. She has been on The Crown. She's really done very well there.
Okay.
She was in Mission Impossible Fallout last year, and
I have to think now.
and right, she's blonde hair, blue eyes, very very pretty girl. She's tearing it up on Hobbs. Yeah, no, from LA. No, I'm kidding. She's European, I believe.
Okay.
But anyway, but she can hold her own as far as her acting. You know, when you got shows like The Crown, I mean, you know, you really see a lot of her dramatic appeal as far as how she delivers her performance there.
Okay.
Action sequences, you look at what she's doing with Hobbs and Shaw, she can throw down.
Okay.
So why not something as physical and you know, as far as acting, you know, you gotta, you know, really bring it with these acting chops when it comes to a character like Selena Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not her? I liked her. I think that she would make a pretty dang good Catwoman.
I gotta refamiliarize
Dude,
myself with who she is.
You're gonna have to cut through this. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
6 hours later.
So that's one of the top cast choices. What do you think about her?
I mean,
Aubrey Plaza's another one,
Okay.
and so is Chloe Grace Moretz. Out
No.
of those three,
No.
who would you go with?
Not Chloe.
Okay.
Not Chloe.
Why?
I mean, God, I mean, she still seems like a baby to me.
It's just her face. She has a baby face. She's like
It's-
Selena
it's-
Gomez.
I can't picture her as a love interest for Batman.
For Pattinson.
I can't picture her as was she gonna age? She's an adult now. That's her face. Her face is little girl. That's her little girl.
That's awful.
It's kind of like what's her name? When I look at and it's funny because I look at her
Selena
totally different.
Gomez?
No, not. I mean, she looks better. But I was gonna say from Black Snake Moan.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah, she's got a little girl face. It's got a little girl face.
She's still Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And
Wednesday
it's
Addams.
like you're still gonna be hit girl. So definitely not her. The first girl from Hobbs and Shaw, she has a good look. She has a striking look.
Yes, she does.
And I think that could sell by itself. I'm not familiar enough with what she's done acting wise to say more or less on who. I mean, if she should be the front runner. But hey, if they saw something in it, I'm all for it till I see it on screen. My whole thing is that who I want to see. I want to see Michelle Pfeiffer DH. Come on,
That's not gonna
let's
happen.
get it done. Give her a body double and slap a DH face on there. No,
Well,
good.
Why would you need to do that? Look what they did to her in freaking Ant-Man. I mean, she looks completely freaking Elvira.
Yeah, but they didn't put her body in a
That's a good point.
skin suit.
That's a good point.
In a skin tight suit, sir. I don't know what's going on below the face, but the face was amazing. The face was amazing. So put that face.
The Batman-
whoever you cast, you put Chloe Moretz in there. You take Michelle Pfeiffer's face and you stick it right on top.
You're awful. I like the Vanessa Kirby casting if they go that route. I think
Okay.
that she can play off. And besides, when you look at her features and you put them, I mean, the chemistry is important. But if you put her next to Pattinson, I can see
Two
that.
beautiful people.
I can see that.
Two beautiful
I can see that. So,
They're gonna make ugly babies, but the two beautiful people.
Batman is currently in pre-production and actually starts filming next year.
Okay.
So I believe in January, February they start filming for the Batman. So curious to see what that looks like. Another casting. Daisy Ridley is Batgirl.
Wait, what?
Daisy Ridley is Batgirl. What do you think?
Is Daisy? I mean, she's popular now. I guess.
I mean, is it because
I feel like she's too old. She's too old for the training. Sorry, Star Wars reference.
well, she's Ray. So
Yeah, but that's and that's why I did it. But I just feel like she's too old.
I think that
She's too old to play. This is where you like where they cast young.
But she's like mid-20s.
I know, but
she's not old.
She's not old, but I consider Batgirl as like we did Tom Holland for Spider-Man.
You want Batgirl that young, but we don't even know where the Batman really
Because
takes
you still
place.
have to. He still has to meet Commissioner Gordon
But
and
it
stuff
doesn't
like that.
matter. You still
It's
gotta.
like-
You don't know where the Batman's actually gonna take
He
place.
was
She could have
like,
been already.
Commissioner,
Alrighty then.
Your daughter's pretty hot. I don't know if you knew that. Did you
see her mom.
did you watch the Killing Joke animation? I hit that.
that was impressive, actually. Anyway, so
I just too old for the training.
too old for the training. All right, next one. Ready?
Go ahead.
Taron Egerton as Logan, Wolverine in the MCU. Wait.
And see, they're casting for things I already have in my mind, and I don't want anything but those things.
Because you're thinking Hardy.
I want Hardy so.
Hardy
wait,
is
I
not-
think that was gonna come out so wrong.
And true.
Probably.
But I don't.
I only have love for Ryan, by the way.
Don't. No, man. Hardy. If he was not Venom, then I would say yes.
That is so amazing.
But it's not gonna happen.
I know it's not gonna happen.
Radcliffe.
That's why. Don't go see Venom 2. Let's get him fired and let's get him in for X-Men.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Well, first of all, let's go with the Taron Egerton
Okay.
thing. What do you think about Taron Egerton
Versus Ratcliffe.
versus? No, just
Okay.
in general, just him.
If he bulks up, he's gonna have to get rid of that. He's gonna have to get rid of that English accent.
And you're right, and he will more than likely.
Okay, and
He's
work on your Canadian accent.
He's worked with. This is the advantage that I think Taron has.
I'm gonna stab you, eh?
So, what is that, a boot?
Throw that in boots.
Okay.
Your hoser's over there.
Take off, hoser.
Where is he now?
Oh, Strange Brew.
Yeah.
You remember that? That's so awesome. Okay, so Kingsman, star
Yeah.
of the Kingsman, did very well as far as
I mean,
acting.
he's a small stature guy.
very well with action.
If he bulks up, I can see it. Like I said, Hugh Jackman, everybody was kind of against that one too. He was too tall, he was too skinny, blah blah. I gotta accept it like I accepted Robert Pattinson. Look, let's see what he does with it if they happen to go that route. I'm not gonna hate it right off the bat. I need to see him in a costume before I can decide, hey, this is what he needs to go get in the gym.
Okay.
Who else you got?
Okay, well, going back to him is he's got that acting, the acting chops, and
I just think it's my biggest thing is like he needs to lose that accent.
Okay, and I think that he can.
Okay.
I think that he can. He's played an American. He's had an American accent. I believe he had it in The Eye of the Eagle, which he starred with Hugh Jackman in this movie. And that's I mean, he knows Hugh Jackman. He's like real close friends with Hugh Jackman working on that movie.
Let me show you how to play Wolverine.
Exactly, and that is an advantage.
Sure,
that
that's
I
not
think,
what he said.
I think. Yeah, let me show you how to.
Let me show you how to play Wolverine.
I think that's one of the advantages that he has on it. Now he was solid in Kingsman.
Mm-hmm.
He was solid in Robin Hood as Robin Hood. Okay, fine. Not the movie. Him.
Okay.
But it was his performance as Elton John in Rocket Man that's got people talking. And
Because that's what you think about for Wolverine is Elton John.
that's right. The Rocket,
Man
Man.
himself.
As far as his acting abilities.
I'm gonna play your hosers.
I'm gonna play your hoses some tunes. It's 3 o'clock or whatever. 9 a.m. or whatever it is. I don't even know how to sing that song. I don't even know the words of Rocket Man.
All right, good deal.
Good.
Rocket Man.
Bub. Rocket Bub.
There you go, Rocket Bub.
Rocket Bub.
Rocket Bub.
You're an idiot. All right. So it was Rocket Man's his performance in Rocket Man that is really getting these producers that, hey, you know what? That this guy can do it. I think he can do it.
Okay.
This is going to be the introduction of Wolverine. Now, I don't think it's going to happen for a while, but when they do,
I think
finally,
they'll just sprinkle X-Men in
exactly. And now the way Endgame has brought up dimensions and all this other stuff and time and all that, I think it is probably the best time to do it within the next year or two. I know they want to say 5 before Wolverine comes out, but we'll see. Anyway, so here we go. So you got Taron Egerton, Keanu Reeves.
No. Too old. Too old for the training.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh, I'd have to.
Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood. Out of all of those, Scott Eastwood. I would definitely take Scott Eastwood.
Even though he's too tall. He's like...
Look. I've accepted tall Wolverine.
Is
Hugh
it
Jackman's
because
made me
he
accept
does
tall. The dude at cosplay, it made me accept tall Wolverine.
he does resemble Hugh Jackman a tiny bit.
And people will accept that.
I think he does the squint like his dad. He has his dad's squinty eyes.
Have you ever seen the cover boxes on like he did like a couple of Western-esque films? One where he was the bad guy, which was actually pretty good. And on the covers, they do their damnedest to make him look like Clint Eastwood. They do their damnedest to make him look like Clint Eastwood. And back in the day they wanted Clint Eastwood to be Magneto, but I mean they're still like, hey, this look could fit in the X-Men universe, and I'm reaching here, but
as Magneto, Scott Eastwood.
No, but I'm saying like when they wanted Clint Eastwood to be in the X-Men universe because of his look, because they thought that he looked like like the old grizzled shaggy face and stuff like that. They thought that can work, but maybe the Eastwood gene is better off for Wolverine. Out of those people, he wouldn't out of those people. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not done yet.
But wait, there's more.
All right. A petition was signed and it has received 43,000 signatures.
Bringing Hugh Jackman back. We're gonna
for Danny DeVito to play Wolverine.
No. Okay, so back in the day, it's gonna show you how old I am. When I was reading comic books, in the fan letters page and stuff like that, when people were talking about casting and stuff, before the X-Men movie ever hit the day, this is back in like the late 80s, early 90s. People were talking about, like I said, with Clint Eastwood. In the same breath, they were also talking about Danny DeVito because he was short-statured, he's stocky. About him playing, and this is Danny DeVito in his prime at this point. This is Taxi. This is Taxi. This is Taxi. Danny DeVito. This is so they were talking about him playing Wolverine. But in the same breath, who's the dude from Super Mario Brothers? You might as well get him.
Bob Haskins.
Bob Haskins.
I think he's dead.
Is he?
No, I don't know.
I'm sorry, because I always forget when people die. Yet I name dropped what's her name, Officer Lewis, and she's still alive.
No, the hilarious one was like, man, Penny Marshall. I haven't heard anything from her. How's she doing? She's dead.
She's doing great. She's doing great in heaven. That's what happens. So yeah.
Awful.
But no, and the people are don't listen to the internet. Internet's full of idiots. So 43,000 idiots. That side of petition said that Danny DeVito, if you can come back for something, come back and be the Penguin.
I'm game.
Oh my God. I'll wait till the video's over. Have you seen Far From Home?
No, I have not. I don't have that copy.
So, so if you want to talk about people coming back, watch the post-credit scene for Far From Home.
I heard.
That is all I will say.
I heard.
And it was the best thing ever.
I heard.
It was the best
Anyway, okay, so Edgerton, Radcliffe,
Scott
Eastwood is the one.
Scott Eastwood is the one. If I got to pick between them, I would not hate if Edgerton got it.
I wouldn't hate it either.
I just want him to get rid of that the English accent and bulk up. Same thing for Scott Eastwood. Obviously, everybody's got to bulk up. They got to go talk to Hugh Jackman and say, hey, how'd you do it? Or go talk to
The Rock.
Go talk to The Rock or Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy trained with The Rock to get for what's that one where he had the
Warrior.
little twirly mustache? Oh, it was for Warrior. It was the
Was it
one
for
where
Warrior?
one where he had the little mustache. And he was shaved bald.
Oh, Bronson.
I think it was Bronson.
I think it was Bronson.
He trained with The Rock on it. But everybody's got to go train with The Rock or with Hugh Jackman. I think Hugh Jackman trained with The Rock.
Hugh Jackman trained with The Rock.
Yeah, everybody's gonna go to The Rock and get bulked up, and then. But as far as an outright look, and I think they could possibly do it, I think Scott Eastwood would probably be the best choice. I think Edgerton probably could do it, but there's just gonna be a lot more work on his part. He's probably closer to comic book wise, what we want to look as physique wise. Scott Eastwood seems like he'd be a little bit taller, but he's not gonna be like 6'4" like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. This whole thing is this whole Fox merger it has a lot of interest from everybody of how they're going to implement these guys. You know, there's already talk about Ryan Reynolds obviously is not going to be recasted. Deadpool will not be recast.
No,
but there is going to be some changes to the character of Deadpool to where he is not going to be the same as in the Fox world.
probably the tone of violence down quite a bit.
And the language, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a light R. It won't be a hard R anymore. It'll be a light R.
Yeah. What was it?
It'll be church.
It'll be church tongue, not porn tongue.
There'll be 2 F-bombs, just enough to get the R rating.
Yeah. And but that's what they're saying that they're because he has the ability to break fourth wall.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want to do with him.
And him referencing Fox and
Yeah, he can do whatever they can do whatever they want to do.
So
with him.
I'm really curious to see exactly the route that they're gonna go to with Deadpool, let alone Wolverine, because obviously when these two get into the MCU, you're gonna have a Wolverine Deadpool. It's just not gonna be Hugh Jackman, which that kind of sucks.
That sucks. Maybe they'll get him for a cameo to walk on somewhere and kind of like double take at the Wolverine.
both of them?
Yeah.
And then just that'd be awesome.
What's going on here? Like where they had planned to have him walk on to Spider-Man, but they couldn't get the suit there.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was gonna walk on Spider-Man 3. He was supposed, because the X-Men had just come out and they were doing Spider-Man 3 and they were gonna get him to walk across the street, but they wanted to have him in a certain suit, and they couldn't get it in time, so they didn't do the cameo. That sucks.
Fun facts, only as a good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I was like, if they're gonna get the X-Men suit, that would have been awkward. It's like, why is he walking across the street in his X-Men suit? So I assume it'd have been more of the Logan-esque costume is what they were looking for, but they couldn't get the suit, so they just killed the cameo.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So tell us what you think about who should play Wolverine. Should it be Taron Egerton, Keanu Reeves, Danny DeVito, or
Hugh Jackman.
Radcliffe, or Scott Eastwood?
Eastwood.
Put us in the comments below. Terrence, it's been a good solid break.
Yeah.
Since the Celebrity Fan Fest, we had a lot of fun up there.
Yeah.
Good to be back in the Boom Boom Room.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Hopefully, next time you guys see us, we're trying to get more guests on the show because, unfortunately, Art will be on hiatus for a little bit. He is off into the ether with Aspen when we can't find where they're at. So, if you're a big fan of the show and you're in San Antonio and you'd like to be on it, let us know. Hit us up on one of our social media platforms or even on the channel itself. Hey, come by. We'd love to have you on here and kind of talk movies.
Talk movies, talk whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever.
Terrence, take us home.
That was basically it. So make sure you guys, especially about these castings, make sure you put your choices down below. If you're one of the 43,000 that's on that Danny DeVito list, I will block you. But put them down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe so that way you know about all the other things that we do on the channel. Sorry, Deadpool. As well as click that notification button so that way
He already heard
you're
about
aware.
he already heard about them changing his character.
Exactly, and he's like, no Hugh, no me. I can't get Hugh.
Oh, for Aspen and Art, where the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
From
That was a
it's been actually, I know I normally say it's 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
it actually has been 2 weeks.
Has it been 2 weeks? I think it's been a little bit longer than that.
It's been since
Doing this show.
Doing. Let's do this again.
All right. Doing the show, sir, it's been about a month.
Let's do this again. 3, 2,
Because
1.
we skipped the week.
I'm gonna do it again. We'll start
And
over.
then we did 2 weeks.